In this video, I will discuss some electrostatics problems. This is the first question. Using mass m, length L, time t and current A as fundamental quantities, the dimension of permittivity is. 4 options are given. You can pause the video and attempt this question. Here is the solution. Basically, we need a formula that contains permittivity. This is Coulomb's law, which gives force between 2 point charges Q1 and Q2 separated by a distance r. The dimension of force is mass into acceleration. Mass is m, acceleration is length divided by time square. So it is L into t raised to the power minus 2. And dimension of permittivity we have to find out. And charge is current into time. So the dimension is ampere into time. And charge square, it will be ampere square time square. And the dimension of r is length. So it is L square. So from this, by simplifying, we get the dimension of permittivity epsilon naught as m raised to the power minus 1, L raised to the power minus 3, t raised to the power 4, a square. So the correct option is option B. This is the next question. 2 point charges plus 9e and plus e are kept 16 cm apart from each other. Where should a third charge q be placed between them so that the system is in equilibrium state? 4 options are given. You can pause the video and attempt this question. Here is the solution. So there are 2 point charges 9e and e. There are 2 positive charges. So the third charge should be kept at a place where the electric field, the net electric field due to this 2 point charges should be 0. So at a point, some arbitrary point in between them, the forces between these 2 point charges will be in the opposite direction. The force due to 9e will be towards right, and the force due to point charge e will be towards left. So it is possible for the net force to be 0 at some point in between these 2 point charges. But suppose if we take some point here towards the right of both the charges, the force due to both the point charges will be towards right. So it is not possible for the net force to be 0. Similarly, at the place left of both the point charges, the force due to both the point charges will be towards left. So it is not possible for the net force to be 0. So the net force on a charge can be 0 only in between these 2 point charges. So let the place be point P, which is at a distance d from this charge 9e. So electric field at point P should be 0. Electric field is a force acting on unit positive charge. So if the electric field is 0, then the force acting on any charge kept at that point P will be 0. The electric field at point P due to 9e is k into charge out of a distance square, that is d square, and the electric field due to point charge E is ke divided by the distance is 16 minus d square. This distance is 16 minus d, so that distance square, and the direction will be opposite, that is towards left. So simplifying, we get k can be cancelled and e can be cancelled, and taking square root we get square root of 9 as plus or minus 3. We have to take both the signs. So from this we get 16 equal to 1 plus or minus 1/3 into d. So taking positive sign we get 4 by 3d, and negative sign will give 2/3 d. So from this we get d as 12 and 24. So d equal to 12 is the situation where the point P lies between the 2 charges. So 24 is not possible. So 12 is the correct answer. So the location of point P is 12 centimeters from the charge 9e. So the correct option is option B. This is the next question. 2 equal negative charges minus q are fixed at point 0 minus a and 0 plus a on y-axis. a positive charge Q is released from rest at the point 2a, 0 on the x-axis. The charge Q will, option A, execute simple harmonic motion about the origin. Option B, move to the origin and remain at rest. Option C, move to infinity. Option D, execute oscillatory motion but not simple harmonic motion. You can pause the video and attempt this question. So there are 2 point charges, minus Q, they are negative charges. Q is positive at y equal to plus a and y equal to minus a, and there is a third charge Q at a distance 2a along the x-axis. So since these two charges are opposite, there will be a force of attraction between them. So this surface between this point charge Q and the negative charge here, and similarly the negative charge at minus a will give a force in this direction, and the magnitude of these two forces are equal because the charges are same and the distance is also same. So the force, the net force acting on this charge Q will be K into product of charges Q and Q divided by the distance square. This distance is a and this distance is x. So this distance is square root of a square plus x square. So square root of the distance is a square plus x square. And this force will have two components. One is the vertical component, the other one is the horizontal component. Similarly, this force will have two components, vertical component and the horizontal component. So the vertical component will cancel. So only the horizontal component will add. So the horizontal component is cos theta, and due to the two charges, it is into 2. And this force is the net force acting on the charge capital Q. This is the net force. And cos theta is adjacent side by hypotenuse, that is x divided by square root of a square plus x square. So as the charge moves, only x is going to change, other things are constant. So the net force is proportional to x divided by a square plus x square, which is about 3 by 2. As x approaches, as the particle approaches the origin, the x will be very, very small. So at very close to the origin, this x square in the denominator can be neglected. So the force will go as x by a cube. So at close to the origin, the force is linearly varying as x, and the force is towards the mean point. So close to the origin, the force is like that of an SHM, but far away from the origin, the force is not linearly varying as x, so it is not an SHM motion, but the motion will be oscillatory, because as soon as the particle reaches here, it will have some velocity, and because of that velocity, it will continue to move towards left. So it will move in this direction until it reaches to A, and then it will turn back. And after it comes here, it will have some velocity, so it will not stop here. It will keep continuing, and the velocity will keep on decreasing, and here it will become 0, and here it will again turn back. So this thing will keep on repeating. So it's an oscillating motion, but it's not SHM, because the force in general is varying as x divided by some complicated function. So the correct option is option D. This is the next question. Figure below shows regular hexagon. The charges are placed at the vertices. In which of the following cases the electric field at the center is 0? 4 configurations are given. You can pause the video and attempt this question. So let's analyze these cases individually. In case 1, the force, the net force due to this phi q and this 2q, so it will be in this direction, say 3f. 2q will cancel this 2q, and so remaining 3 will be here, so there will be net force of 3f in this direction. So similarly, this pair will give a force of 3 units in this direction, and this pair will give a force of 3 units in this direction. So these three forces will not combine to give a 0 force. So option case 1 is not correct, in the sense that in case 1 the force at the center, which is electric field at the center, is not 0. In the second case, the force due to these three charges will be in this direction, so they will cancel, but force these three, so these two will attract and this will repel, so this net force is not 0, so 2 is also not correct option. In case 3, force due to this Q and this Q will cancel at the center. If you place a unit positive charge at the center, the force due to these two will cancel because they will repel in opposite directions, and the force due to these two will cancel, and also the force due to the remaining pair, these two will cancel. So in this case the net force acting at the center will be 0. So in the third case the net force acting at the center is 0. Let's check the fourth case also. In fourth case, force due to this 2Q and this 2Q will cancel. They will exert equal repulsive force in the opposite direction, and force due to this and this will cancel, but there will be net force due to these two combination. So there will be a net repulsion in this direction, so 4 is also not correct. So the correct option is option case 3, which is given as option B. So the correct option is option B. This is the next question. An electron is projected as a figure with kinetic energy K at an angle 45 degrees between two charged plates. The magnitude of the electric field, so that the electron fails to strike the upper plate, should be greater than. 4 options are given. You can pause the video and attempt this question. Here is the solution. The kinetic of the electron is given by the symbol K, and the initial velocity is making an angle of 45 degrees. So it will have a x component of velocity and y component of velocity, vertical component, horizontal component, and the velocity, vertical component, horizontal component are same because it's u cos 45 and u sin 45, and cos 45 and sin 45 are same. So the kinetic will get equally split into the vertical motion and horizontal motion as k by 2 and k by 2. This is the initial condition. At the maximum height point, the kinetic energy, so this electron will move like this, so at this maximum height point, actually the electric field should be minimum, so the maximum height point should correspond to the point where it touches the plate. So the electron will move like this. So the maximum height point corresponds to the electron touching the upper plate. So at this point, at the maximum height point, the vertical velocity is 0. So the kinetic and the horizontal component of the velocity will not change because there is no acceleration in horizontal direction. So at the maximum height point, the kinetic energy will be just the horizontal component, that is k by 2. So there is loss of kinetic energy, and that goes in the work done against the electric field. Since the electron is negatively charged, the force on the electron will be towards the downward direction, towards the positive plate, and the work done is force into distance. force is QD, it's a constant force, and the distance it's traveling is the distance between the plates, that is D. So from this we get the electric field as half K by QD. So the option is option C. Here in this case you have neglected gravitational energy, because gravitational energy is mgh, and when m is very small, the gravitational potential energy mgh is very small. The mass of the electron is very, very small, so gravitational force is neglected here, gravitational energy. This is the next question. Two identical particles of mass m carrying a charge q each. Initially one is at rest on the smooth horizontal plane, and the other is projected along the plane directly towards the first particle from a large distance with speed v. The closest distance of approach will be, 4 options are given. You can pause and attempt this question. This is the solution. So the two identical particles of mass m and q are separated by a large distance initially, and initially the one particle is at rest, other one is projected with a velocity v towards this particle. Since both the charges are same, there will be a repulsive force between them, because due to that the velocity of this first particle will keep on decreasing, and the velocity of the second particle will keep on increasing and will move towards right. So v1 will keep on decreasing, v2 will keep on increasing. The momentum of the system is conserved. Initial momentum is same as the momentum of the system at any time t. Initial momentum of the system is m into v. The other mass is at rest. And at time t, let the velocities be v1 and v2. So the momentum of the system will be mv1 plus mv2. The mass is same, so it will cancel. So v equal to v1 plus v2. So at any time instant, the sum of velocities of these two particles will be the initial velocity v. So the velocity v1 of the that is the velocity of the first particle will keep on decreasing from v to v by 2, and the velocity of the second mass particle will keep on increasing from 0 to v by 2. When v1 is greater than v2, the distance will keep on decreasing, and at the minimum distance point v1 and v2 will be same, and that should be equal to dv by 2, because v1 plus v2 is v, and v1 is keep on decreasing and v2 is keep on increasing. So the minimum distance point, both the velocities will be same and will be v by 2. So applying energy conservation at that instant, the initial energy when it starts is half mv square of the first mass, and finally it will have a electrostatic potential energy which is k charge square by distance, and let t be the distance at the of the minimum separation, plus the kinetic energy at that instant, that is half m, velocity will be v by 2, and of the two masses, so it is into 2. So simplifying this, we get the distance t of the closest approach as k into 4q square by 4 mv square. So the correct option is option B.